Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new kind of video today, a video I haven't never done before, but we are going to be looking at the CFL Awards this season. The awards were given out just the other day, and we got, let's see here, 7 players, or 7 people, I should say, that have won awards. And we're going to look into each one of them, look at their stats, and, see what we think. So we're going to start off with the most outstanding offensive lineman, and that goes to your Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Stanley Bryant wins it for his 3rd time. Now, the interesting thing about this is that there's not a ton of stats on offensive linemen, just by nature, because, really the only thing that you'll have stats for is, penalties, and, when they get a good block, there's no real stats that much for a good block, at least. There's no accurate way of keeping stats like there is for receivers and quarterbacks and linebackers and whatnot. So really you just kind of have to watch and see how they play. How solid are their blocks, how are they making it easier for the running backs. And Stanley Bryant did that and everything. He has been truly outstanding. And you know what, if you want to hear even more stuff on him, check out our interview with Chris Walby. Chris Walby gives Stanley Bryant some heavy, high praise, And if anyone knows who's a good offensive lineman, it's Chris Walby. Yep, he's 35 years old, weighs in at 313 pounds, and he's 6'5". I didn't realize he was that tall. I knew he was tall. I was expecting about 6'3". Didn't realize he was quite that tall, though. So, big man, 3rd time winning the Most Outstanding Offensive Lineman award. Congratulations to Stanley Bryant. And moving on to our next one, we have the Most Outstanding Rookie. So for that one, that will go to BC Lions linebacker Jordan Williams will win the Most Outstanding Rookie award this year. He was 27, 6 feet tall, and 230 pounds. He played all 14 games of the season. He recorded 92 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception, and 5 special teams tackles. So definitely a good rookie year for Jordan Williams. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how this linebacker core of the BC Lions is doing, just because they got 2 linebackers who won awards in this. So this being one of them. So I think that their linebackers are really pretty much set in stone there. And I wouldn't be surprised if BC really tries to ramp up their defensive line and just create a defensive juggernaut of a team. And build around the defense, because I think if BC wants to do that, they absolutely can build up their linemen a bit, because you got the QB that you need. But the question is, are they going to pay them? Are they going to pay Mike Riley? Who knows? So, anyways, we'll move on to the next one, which will go to Most Outstanding Special Teams Player, and that will go to Devontae Dedmon from the Ottawa Redblacks, who's a wide receiver as well as a kick returner. So, bit of an interesting season. Ottawa obviously not having that much things happen that they like, but you know what? One of their players was very well deserving of it. He's 27 years old. He's only 5'8", and he's 185 pounds, but he definitely, he had an impressive season. He played 11 of the 14 games, got 11 interceptions and 103 yards when he was playing receiver. And then as a returner, he got 48 punt returns, and of that, he was able to put up 737 yards. And this is where it gets a little crazy. 49 kickoff returns, 1,223 yards, which is a big, big difference. If you look at his stats from last season, he only got 542, so did more than double of that this season. So Ottawa fans, I know there's not a lot to be happy about when it comes to your CFL team, but you know what? Be proud of this man, and you know what? I'd like to think that Ottawa has some pieces for the future, and I think this is definitely one of them. Moving on, though, we go to the Most Outstanding Defensive Player. That will go to your Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Adam Bighill will win for the 3rd time Most Outstanding Defensive Player at 33 years of age. 223 pounds, and what I didn't realize here, he's only 5'8". I thought he was taller than that. But yeah, if you look at his stats, like I said, he is incredible. As usual, 70 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks, and a touchdown, as one of his interceptions was a pick six. So, I think that obviously, he's my favorite player, which is why I own Big Hill jersey. But it's it's no real surprise if you watch the Bombers all season, you watch their lockdown defense, you'd know how big of an impact that Adam Bighill is in that linebacker core. I think he really, one of the biggest thing he offers is his leadership to his teammates, especially his fellow linebackers that he's with. He's made, he's one of those players that makes the players around them better. And that's why one of the reasons why the Bombers have been so successful is because they have a lot of those players. But anyways, we're going to go into our next one, which is the CFL Coach of the Year, which this year goes to none other than the Bombers' Mike O'Shea. Mike O'Shea, who's been coach of the Bombers for, how long has he been? I can't even remember. He's been here for a few years. But honestly, I 100% agree with this. I think that he was utterly fantastic this year. And you know what? I think it says a lot when you can really think of a coach and I'll give you a great example. Let's talk hockey here for 2 seconds. Paul Maurice. There are so many decisions that I cannot agree with that he makes. There are so many decisions for coaches of times that I will disagree with. And it's rare to find a coach that where you agree with almost everything they do. It's rare to find. Mike O'Shea is that coach. The only thing that I was a little questionable about one time is giving Brown giving him a trick play on his first play in. That's it. That's one play out of 14 games. I can only think of one play where I would have done something differently. That is a good coach. And you know what? He ended with an 11-3 record. Is that impressive? Yes, that's very impressive. But you know what that is in reality? That's really a 13-1. Because if we really think about it, these last 2 games of the season, he kind of intentionally gutted his team in a little bit and this is a good thing, by making sure he kept his starters healthy, ready for the game against the West Final and hopefully the Grey Cup, which, it's looking like everyone's going to be healthy for that. And you know what? By him doing that, we now ensure that these players are ready for the big game coming up tomorrow. So some smart coaching decisions there have ensured that the Bombers will have pretty much a full lineup going into this Grey Cup game. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important game. And you know what? I think he's just a fantastic coach, and I hope he's here to stay. So, anyways, moving on to the next one, we're going to go to Most Outstanding Canadian. And that will go to BC's Bolo Combo, the other linebacker from BC that's here, who's 31, 6'1.5", 229 pounds. So he played all 14 games of the season as well. He got 66 tackles, 3 interceptions, 4 sacks, 11 special teams tackles, and 1 touchdown as well, being a pick 6. So the interesting thing here is I know there were some BC fans who really wanted Lacombo to win Most Outstanding Canadian and Most Outstanding Defensive Player. But the thing is that I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe you're only able to nominate one player for each. So, and I don't know if they nominated him for that. So, just because the teams have to put forward the nominations and then the league decides the winner. So, he definitely had stats that are very comparable to Adam Bighill's though. And, he was, outstanding, as it says here. And it's great to see some real great Canadian talent in this league because, what's important for the CFL is that they appeal to, the local audience, That's why I think they have this for CPL soccer here as well, where they have to have a certain number of Canadians on, like, the starting lineup or something like that. But I like it. It keeps the region fresh with local talent. Obviously, because it's exciting to watch football, but when you watch a player play in his hometown, there's nothing like that. I remember going to the West Final. I'm so excited. But then when you see Andrew Harris with the flag, with the fans, it just gets you so excited. And there's nothing that beats the hometown crowd reaction for players. And you know what? Having as many Canadians play in this league as possible, I think is a good thing. And you know what? He definitely was very much deserving of that. But anyways, on to the big one. MOP of the year, Zach Caleros from the Bombers. Your QB, my QB, Our QB. Wow. MOP. So, you know what? It's funny. There's a lot of players I think that were deserving of it. But I mean, you kind of have to give it to Collaros. I mean, like, even when you look, like, because we had so many players I think we could have put towards this. Like, it's darn impressive. Like, you know, Stanley Bryant, if we didn't already put him at, you know, offensive lineman, which we obviously did. Nick Dembski, Kenny Lawler, you know, so many players. Andrew Harris, if he didn't get injured. Brady Oliveira was awesome as well. I mean, I don't know if he's good enough to win MOP, but he was damn good. So, yeah, I've been very pleased with Collaros this season, and even more pleased that we kept him healthy. We didn't get him injured. He scared me a little bit in that first game with all that scrambling he did. But you know what? He was connecting with it. He's 33 years of age, 6 feet tall, 219 pounds, and here's where it's going to get real crazy here. So we have 13 games. Now, keep in mind, one of these games, the last game, he only played the first half. So it's really 12 and a half games if we think about it. He had 243 completions, 346 attempts, 3,185 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So they always talk about, when it comes to QBs, they always talk about that touchdown-interception ratio. So I'm not going to lie, I didn't realize it was this low. I actually thought he had more interceptions than that. But 20-6, that's damn good. Even if it was 20-10, if it was 20-12, let's assume he gets twice as many interceptions. That's still good. And you know what? I gotta say, you know, I was a little concerned when we decided to re-sign him and not Nichols, just because, I mean, he was used to Nichols, and Collaros had done really well, and he'd led us to the Grey Cup, but I was like, you know, I hope he stays healthy and this and that. But you know what? Collaros he's been healthy, and he's been everything I would ever ask for and more. So, very congratulations to Zach Collaros, so well deserving. All these players, so well deserving. And I am so excited for the Grey Cup game tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Won't be able to live stream that. I'll be watching actually with family for that. However, I will have the reactions as I always do. And let's go get the cup, boys. Let's go. So make sure you stay tuned for that video tomorrow. Make sure you check out my interview with Chris Walby if you haven't already. And also, if you are a hockey viewer as well, we're going to be live streaming at least once a week, hopefully more. We definitely will be doing a little bit more than that, at least to get a jump started. We got 19 subscribers yesterday off it. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys also check out our Jets game reaction videos as well. You guys will absolutely love that. Enjoy it, especially if you're a guy that likes like Steve Dangle's LFR sort of thing. It's very similar to that, but like a Jets version with a little bit more profanity, to be completely honest. But yeah, make sure you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time.